So since my job and objective is to teach you real world experiences, the same thing I do that I've been doing since I started teaching 27 years ago. So I want to get right to the heart of the matter, right to the meat and potatoes of how to get something done quickly. So this WP example content is one of my all-time best plugins to use, because keep in mind, if you develop something for either yourself or your client, chances are you're probably not going to get the content from them right away, but you want to give them the experience of what the site's going to look like, what kind of theme, what kind of colors, etc., etc. So this WP example content, which is free, of course, is a great way to do that. Now, based on these choices, I'm going to click WP example content. And it says, well, what do I want to do? Well, right now I only have a couple of sample posts. In fact, I just have that one sample post, which was called Hello World. And I only have one page, which was called my sample page. Well, I want to come up with more information to work with, especially for training purposes. So if I click right here, notice it says Add Bundle of Sample Posts. Well, what this will do for us, this is not going to install posts, it's going to install pages as well. The thing I really like about this particular plugin is that when I'm done with the experience, I can turn around, rather than delete pages, I can simply say, hey, remove all those posts. So based on these choices, we're going to go and add some sample posts. Now, here's what I want to do before we go any further. Right now, keep in mind the front end of the page, I only have that one post called Hello World. So take a visual snapshot of what's happening right now. Okay, so let's go back into the admin. Again, back end, front end, back end, front end, back end, front. Okay, I'll stop. Okay, I'm going to add some sample posts. I click on that. Now, what did that do for me? Well, it told me the type of post and pages that it just installed. Okay, well, where are they kept? Well, they're kept under post. So if I go to post all posts, you will see the post that it installed. It will tell you the user that installed it. By default, it's under the online category of online training, because that was my first category. Remember, I said in the previous video that posts have categories, pages don't. Now again, what that plugin did for us, if I go to pages, you will see that it also installed pages for us as well. So let's go to the front end. Before I installed that plugin, I just had the one Hello World. Now when I refresh my browser, now I have a whole series of different posts that are basically one after the other. Now you'll also notice that it put pages in our menu by default. It also broke this down into submenus. So here's my image, here's my child page, and here's my child page submenu. We'll talk about that more with menus as we progress with the course. So what I want to share with you, which is really kind of cool if you think about this, a couple of clicks and I basically am all set to go with understanding how things work. Now keep in mind, again, I am logged in as the admin. So that's why I'm seeing this little edit button right here. If I was logged in as a regular user, I would not see this edit button. So here's what I want to share with you. We're going to take this URL, I'm going to copy this. Now I don't have to log out to see what the page will look like to a non-logged in user. That's what I want to share with you right now. So based on these choices, we can do this in different browsers. In Chrome it's called incognito. In Firefox it's called private web server. So private window, I'm going to bring up a private window and I'm just going to paste in the name of the URL. So this is going to give me the same experience, but right now I don't have the edit button because I'm not logged in as the admin. So that's just a little nugget to share with you how I can see exactly what the user would see without logging back in and back out. Simply either in Chrome do a what's called incognito, in Firefox do a private window, and Safari has a version of that as well. All right, so let's go through this for a second. So right now I have my different pages that this plugin created for me. There's my block quote page, there's my headers page, there's my image page. Now the image page actually has a sub menu, and I will share with you how to set up these different menus by default, by scratch, in subsequent videos. So right now this is pretty darn cool. Okay, so if I wanted to go back home again, I would click right here. That's going to take me back to the home page. So right now I'm back on the home page, and this is the experience that you would get from that particular theme. Now this is my default theme. So before we go any further, I want to share with you in our next video, we just talked about plugins. We'll talk about more detail in plugins as this course progresses. Again, the objective here is I want to share with you how to get up and running, how to make a great user out of you without wasting a lot of your time. That's why I want to keep these videos short and sweet. In the next video, we will talk about themes, how to change themes, how to upload themes, etc., etc., etc. So stay tuned.